Caught my fiancé texting my sister after our engagement party. I'm still in the dress I picked out a month ago, the one my mom said made me look timeless. I haven't been able to take it off yet. It smells like perfume and champagne and stress. The hem is a little gray from the sidewalk because I sat on the curb outside my apartment for a long time, staring at the sky, trying not to throw up. It's almost sunrise now. The birds sound too cheerful, like they didn't get the memo. Our engagement party was last night. A small one, just family and our closest friends. In the backyard my parents have fussed over for years. White twinkle lights, fire pit, mason jars with candles. My fiancé Tyler wore the slate blue suit I love on him, the one that makes his eyes look like a lake. He kept squeezing my hand and whispering, "We're really doing this," like it was the first time he was letting himself believe it. It felt like a movie. My grandmother cried when she saw the ring. My dad made a teary toast that had everyone laughing through their sniffles. My sister Leah threaded her arm through mine when I got choked up and said, "I've got you." And I believed her. The caterer was late, so my mom kept passing around cheese and crackers like an anxious flight attendant. The cake had the wrong flowers, but it was still gorgeous. Tyler gave this sweet little speech about our first date, how nervous he was, how he sat in his car 5 minutes talking to himself before coming in, and people whooped and whistled because he ended it with, "I've loved you since the second you public burped," and then apologized to the plant beside us. I felt so seen. He looked at me the way people write poems about. And then the night kept going. Someone put on an old playlist from college, people danced barefoot on the lawn. My dad tried to two-step with my aunt and stepped in a divot and blamed the dog. We both had a glass of champagne, just one each, because we wanted to remember it all. Tyler's hand stayed at the small of my back. Every time I glanced up, he was looking for me. It should have been a memory I'd turn over and over like a smooth stone, pocketed and warm. There were little things, though. I'm trying not to rewrite the whole night through a hindsight lens, but the little things are loud now. Tyler's phone buzzed a few times during dinner, and he flipped it over quickly, face down, even though we'd both promised no work interruptions tonight. I raised my eyebrow, and he mouthed, "It's John, our mutual friend, who's a new dad and texts at odd hours." I shrugged it off. Later, I noticed him and Leah laughing on the patio, leaning in, heads together. It didn't ping me then. They've always gotten along. She's 2 years younger than me, brash and funny and allergic to silence. She's the one who pushed me to swipe right on him. "Finally a guy with a jawline," she'd said, rolling her eyes at my history of artsy dudes with threadbare beanies. She and Tyler bond over trash TV and hot sauce that makes me cry. It's been a running joke that they should start a podcast yelling about condiments. But even then, there was a weird little pang. Something about the way he touched her elbow when she laughed. Something I told myself I was imagining. I checked myself. It's my engagement party, don't create drama. Leah came inside around 10, found me in my childhood bedroom where I was fixing my lipstick, looked at my face in the mirror and grinned. "You're glowing." Ugh, it's disgusting. I love it. She pulled me into a hug that smelled like her grapefruit shampoo. "You deserve every bit of this," she said into my hair. And I believed her. At the end, after the last guest hugged us and the last plate was scraped into someone's napkin and the lights were unplugged, we loaded gifts into the trunk of our car and my mom pressed leftovers into my hands. Tyler kissed my temple and said, "Let's go home, Mrs. Almost." He drove because my hands were still a little shaky from adrenaline. On the way home, he turned down the radio when a love song came on. "Two on the nose," he joked, and we both laughed. He kept one hand on the wheel and one on my knee, thumb tracing circles. I watched his profile and thought how odd it was that love could feel so easy if you let it. When we got back to our apartment, the one we picked together because it had a window big enough for plants to thrive, it felt like walking into a soft blanket. We kicked off our shoes. I set the cake leftovers in the fridge. He stretched, groaned, said, "I'm going to take a quick shower. I smell like fire pit." He kissed me once, sweet and tired, and disappeared into the bathroom. That's the normal scene, the opening credits. It all felt ordinary and safe. I didn't intend to go through his phone. That sounds like a guilty person preamble, but it's true. He'd left it on the coffee table, screen up, and it lit up with a buzz when I bent down to yank a bobby pin out of my hair. I have never been a phone snooper. We've known each other 3 years. We moved in together after a year and a half. We've had the conversations about trust, about independence, about not becoming those people who need passwords like oxygen. We know each other's passcodes mostly because our thumbs have been close. I've never used that knowledge. The screen lit up with Leah's name. My stomach did a slow, curious tilt. It could have been anything. We have a family group chat with everyone. This was a one-on-one ping. The preview was half visible. You two looked, and then it cut off with an ellipsis. Ceremony of common life, an innocent message. My brain said, leave it. My body did not listen. I tapped it. I tapped it because my sister was texting my fiancé at 1:12 a.m. after our engagement party, and something in me needed a fact. I needed to put a pin in a butterfly and see what it was. The thread opened to months of messages. Months. Some of it benign, memes. Leah sending a video of a raccoon stealing cat food. Me at 3 a.m. Photos of the fiery red ramen they ate once when I was out of town for a conference. Tyler sending her a clip of a terrible reality show contestant getting eliminated, and Leah responding with 17 crying laughing emojis. Then jokes about my dad's conspiracy theory about the HOA. Complaints about sports. Harmless. Then it shifted. And I can pinpoint the exact turn, like a bend in a road you can only see once you've driven it. June 14th. Leah. Don't tell her I told you, but she's actually nervous about the dress. She thinks her arms look big. Tyler. She's beautiful. I'll tell her every day till she gets sick of it. That part made me smile, even as my finger kept scrolling. June 21st. Tyler. Can't believe she said yes to me. You and I both know I'm a goblin. Leah. You're a very handsome goblin, unfortunately. The unfortunately lit up like a strike in my head. Then, Leah. Just don't break her. She's my girl. Tyler. I wouldn't dream of it. If the messages had ended there, this post wouldn't exist. July 2nd. A photo of Tyler and me at a friend's barbecue. Leah. Ugh, you two make me sick. Tyler. Jealous? Leah. Of the couple? No. Of her legs. Tyler. She does have great legs. Leah. And she's, Tyler. I do know. Leah. LOL, stop. Tyler. You started it. It reads playful. It's the kind of flirting family members could maybe get away with if they're close and everyone knows the boundaries. I'm telling myself that as I keep going. The shower is still running. The apartment smells like steam and whatever cedar body wash she likes. July 19th. Leah. I'm drunk texting you because I can't text her this. I think I'm going to break up with Evan. He's so boring. It feels like I'm sleeping next to a pillow with opinions. Tyler. Lol. Do pills have opinions? Leah. Typing is hard. Pillows. Tyler, you should talk to her. She's good at cutting through your noise. Leah, I want to talk to you. Tyler, I'm flattered, but... Leah, no but. I stop. I rub at my eyebrow like I can rub the words off the screen. I could put the phone down. I don't. August 3rd. Tyler, how's your head? Leah, hangover achieved. Consider me humbled. Tyler, hydrate or dihydrate. Leah, wow, did you write that just now? Tyler, I actually have a degree in bad jokes. Leah, I believe in your talents. Then, Leah, can I tell you something if you promise to forget it immediately? Tyler, I can promise to try. Leah, sometimes I get jealous of her. Not in the way you think, necessarily. Tyler, how then? Leah, she knows what she wants. She doesn't apologize for taking up space. She gets you. There's a beat in the messages where no one types for 4 minutes. You can see the little timestamp marching. Then Tyler.
She's had to fight to be that way. You've had your own fights.
Leah.
You're annoyingly decent.
Tyler.
I try.
Leah.
Stop.
Tyler.
Stopping.
It is a flirty kind of halt. September 12th. Leah.
Evan and I are on a break. LOL.
Tyler.
You okay?
Leah.
I'm fine. I just hate feeling like I'm orbiting everyone else's good life.
Tyler.
You're not orbiting. You're a sun in your own right.
Leah.
You're also annoyingly poetic.
Tyler.
Don't tell anyone.
Leah.
My lips are sealed.
2 hours later.
They're not always sealed, though.
Tyler.
Leah,
Leah.
What?
Tyler.
this is a line.
Leah.
I know.
Then.
Leah, I want what she has.
Tyler.
You'll find it.
Leah.
Or I could.
And then the slightest thing.
Tyler. No.
One word. A boundary. Except boundaries can be doors if you lean on them long enough. I can hear the water shut off. I set the phone down and then pick it up again like a reflex. My heart is pounding. November 1st. Leah. Tonight was fun. Sorry if I was weird. Tyler. You weren't. Leah. I was. Photo. A selfie of Leah at a bar, neon reflection in her eyes. Leah. You need someone to pull you out of spreadsheets. She needs someone to hide receipts. Tyler. We balance. Leah. Do you? Tyler. Yes. Leah. Okay. That one is the one that makes my mouth taste like pennies. Do you? Tonight's messages are the worst because they are current and because they sound like the inside of a locked car. The windows fogging. Leah. You two looked ridiculous together. Like prom. My cheeks hurt from smiling. Tyler. I'm glad you were there. Leah. Where else would I be? Tyler. I don't know. You've been avoiding me a little. Leah. I'm weird. Tyler. You told me that in 2019. Leah. And you decided to get engaged to my sister anyway. Bold move. Tyler. I fell in love with her. Leah. I know. Then. Leah. I'm trying to be happy for you both. It's complicated. Tyler. Leah. Leah. Don't say my name like that. Tyler. How am I saying it? Leah. Like a warning and a wish. My stomach is in my knees. Tyler. We can't do this. Leah. We aren't doing anything. Tyler. We're towing edges. Leah. You kissed me. The air around me becomes a vacuum. The edges of the room go dark. He kissed me. I saw it on the screen, and the sound I made wasn't a sound I've made before. It was small, like glass cracking. I scroll back instantly, looking for context, looking for the place I can wedge a reasonable explanation. Tyler. I didn't mean to. Leah. Feels worse if you didn't mean it. Tyler. I meant it in the sense that it happened. I didn't plan it. It was a mistake. Leah. It wasn't a mistake for me. Then a sequence from an hour earlier. Leah. The toast was perfect. Tyler. Your speech was funnier. Leah. I kept it clean for Nana. Tyler. Nana laughed at the vibrator joke. Leah. She did. Tyler. Can we talk? Leah. We are. Tyler. In person. Leah. At Mom's? No. Tyler. 10 minutes? Leah. Where? Tyler. Side of the house by the trash cans. Leah. Romantic. Tyler. Lol. Leah. Fine. Then nothing. Then 40 minutes later, Leah. Are we okay? Tyler. We can be. Leah. You kissed me. Tyler. I know. I read by the trash cans and I see them, framed by stacked bins, the shadowy corner of the house I grew up in, where we used to hide during hide and seek. The silly intimacy of those nights. Now something else. I'm standing in my living room in a dress that I don't know if I'll ever be able to wear again without my skin crawling. The bathroom door opens and Tyler, damp and flushed, steps out with a towel around his waist, rubbing his hair. He sees me holding his phone. He stops. The humidity from the shower hits the back of my throat like a curtain of heat. What are you doing? He says it gently, but his eyes flick to the screen, to the chat, to me. I don't think I've ever looked at him like I look at him now. I didn't know this face was in my body. Tell me it's not what it looks like. It's a cliche for a reason. It's the most honest thing my mouth can force out. He swallows. His Adam's apple bobs like it's climbing something. You're looking at my messages, Tyler. I don't have the bandwidth to be scolded for the single line I crossed to find the 1,000 lines being crumpled like tissue paper. Tell me. He covers his mouth with his hand for a second, thumb on his cheek, like he's buying time. He sits on the arm of the couch, towel tucked carefully, suddenly very much aware of his body and its vulnerabilities. My body is all adrenaline. I put his phone on the coffee table between us like a weapon I'm unwilling to hold. I kissed her, he says finally. He says it like someone tugging a Band-Aid off slowly, the hair pulling. Tonight. She came out to talk to me and it was a stupid mistake moment. I pulled away immediately. Why were you meeting my sister in the dark by my parents' trash cans? My voice is steady. My hands aren't. They're doing a tremble like a rabbit's hind foot. He closes his eyes. She texted. She said she needed to talk. She looked upset. I didn't think. He stops. I didn't think. That's the answer. I should have said, talk to your sister, and I didn't. We went around the side. She said some stuff. She cried a little. I hugged her. She looked at me like, he exhales in a rush. And then I kissed her. It was reflex, comfort. It was wrong. You kissed her, I repeat, because saying it in different shapes might make it fit somewhere my brain can handle. My sister. I know. He's crying. He doesn't full body sob. He has that man cry where the eyes glass over and the jaw sets and the breaths go strange. Of all the times I imagined him crying, I didn't think it would be because of this. I want to scream. I want to throw the phone at the wall and watch it explode into bite-sized shards and then step barefoot on it so I have a physical thing to blame for this pain. I want to call Leah and leave a voicemail she can't unhear. I want to walk out the door and keep walking until the soles of my feet wear down to paper. Instead, I sat down. It felt safer to be low to the ground. Like, if I fell, I wouldn't fall far. How long? I ask. How long is this? How long have you two been whatever this is? He shakes his head. There isn't an us. There isn't. This happened tonight. He gestures to the phone. We've been texting. We text. I shouldn't have let some of it get flirty. I should have shut things down harder when I didn't want to be mean to her. You didn't want to be mean, I say flatly. So you kissed her. He flinches. I'm not excusing it. I'm not. I'm telling you what happened. My mouth tastes like that metallic edge you get before you faint. I stand up because sitting feels like I'm letting it sink in and I don't want anyone to think I'm okay. I need you to go, I say. I need you out. Now. Take your keys. No, leave your keys. I need you to go to John's, or to a hotel, or to the sidewalk. I don't care. I need you to leave. He looks stunned. It's 4 a.m. I know what time it is, I say. The birds outside punctuate my sentence. Go. I'll get dressed, he says. He moves toward the bedroom, stops. Do you want me to? Out, I repeat. My voice is a thread pulled tight. He nods. He disappears. I hear drawers. I hear the zipper on his overnight bag. He comes out dressed, hair damp, eyes wrecked. He sets the key on the counter. It makes a small, final sound. He hesitates. I love you, he says, like that's a rescue rope. I don't know what to do with that, I say. It's true. It sits in the room like a stack of folded clothes when the laundry machine just flooded the kitchen. Useless. Both true and irrelevant. He opens the door, then closes it quietly behind him. The click is surgical. I stay standing in the living room, shallow breathing. The apartment looks the same. The plant by the window is still thriving, reaching. The cake in the fridge is still cake. The twinkle lights are in the bag by the door. Nothing around me acknowledges the wreckage. I went into the kitchen and drank a glass of water, and then another. I poured a shot of bourbon because my hands wouldn't stop shaking. I took half of it, hated the way the burn felt too much like punishment, and poured the rest back in the bottle. I wasn't going to sit here and pickle myself. I put the glass in the sink and turned on the tap to wash it, then turned it off because the sound felt too much like the shower, and I couldn't think with that noise in my head. I texted Leah. My thumbs hovered. How do you type the end of a world? I didn't. I called. It rang and rang. It went to voicemail. The silly greeting she recorded last year. If this is a spam call, congrats, you've been blocked. If you love me, leave a message. If you hate me, get in line. I hung up. I called again. Range. Voicemail. I texted, Call me now. Then, I know. Then, he told me. She texted back 15 minutes later. Oh, like a dropped egg. Can we talk in the morning? She wrote next. I'm at mom and dad's. Everyone is sleeping. I'm not, I wrote. He kissed you. There was a long pause. Then, he kissed me, she echoed, like a confession said with my lungs. I didn't, she started, then stopped. I never wanted to hurt you, she wrote. I'm sorry. Sorry is a blanket word. It covers things, it doesn't heal them. Why? I wrote. It felt childish and essential. It got messy, she wrote. I messed up. Then, it was one time. What about the messaging for months? I wrote. What about joking about lips and being jealous and telling him things you should have told me? I was lonely, she wrote. He is easy to talk to. Then, you're always so sure of everything. That felt like a sharp little blade slipped between ribs. I didn't reply for a while because I could feel myself getting mean. I could see the words forming, the ones I wouldn't be able to take back. We need to talk in person, I finally wrote. Not at mom's. Not with dad's coffee maker as punctuation. Not with Nana listening from her guest room pretending to sleep. Okay, she wrote. When? I don't know, I wrote. I don't know when I will be able to be in a room with the two people who just knocked the wind out of my life. I called my best friend Rena. She picked up on the second ring because she's the best person I know. Are you okay? Were her first words because she's been my friend since we were 6, and she knows my voice before I speak. I told her everything without hearing myself. I heard the timeline in my own flat spells, the messages, the trash cans, the kiss, the apology, the leaving. She said, I'm coming over. And I said, you don't have to. And she said, shut up. Put the kettle on. She showed up 20 minutes later in pajama pants and a hoodie, hair in a messy bun, face bare of everything but the kind of wide-open care that makes you realize you've been clenching for years. She hugged me like she was a tree and I was a koala after a wildfire. I cried then, not the controlled tears I'd been staving off, the kind that makes your face go ugly. She held on, and I remembered my body is not just a container for reacting. We sat on the rug, backs against the couch, mugs of tea I forgot to drink cooling at our feet. I told her bits and pieces I forgot to tell myself. She asked if I wanted to call my parents now or wait. I said I didn't know how to say the words to my mother without feeling like I was 13 again and she'd be disappointed in me for something I didn't do. She said I don't have to take care of the room when I'm bleeding. I laughed weirdly because she always says things like that, and then the words sit in my skin like salve. He kissed her, I said again. Not to be dramatic, but because it felt like the anchor sentence I couldn't file away anywhere else. After he put me in a car and drove me home and told me he was so happy, and then he went outside and kissed my sister. People do incredibly stupid things on the edges of big moments, she said. It doesn't make it okay, it's a thing. Sometimes joy makes people self-sabotage. Sometimes fear does. Sometimes there's just a split second where everything is reckless. I don't care why, I said, honest. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe in a month I'll be fascinated by the sociology of the thing. But right now, I just feel like the roof got ripped off and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to start rebuilding or move. What do you want? She asked. No one has asked me that yet. Not Tyler, who said I love you like that answers all questions. Not Leah, who said I'm sorry like it had weight. What do I want? I want for last night to be carved out of the calendar with a gentle spoon. I want to go back to the minute where he said, 2 on the nose about the love song and tell him to pull the car over and take whatever exit leads to people who do not step off the path. I want to get married to the person I thought I knew. I want to not be someone's character-building trauma. I want an apology that doesn't feel like a marketing deck, I said finally. I want accountability. I want him to tell my parents before I have to because he did this and he should stand in that kitchen and tell them he kissed their other daughter. I want Leah to look me in the eye and not say she's messed up like that absolves her. I want to be small for a while and be taken care of, and I hate that because I've built a life on being capable. I took a breath that rattled. I want to not marry him next spring unless there's a reason I can sleep with again. Rena nodded. All of that sounds fair. What if I break the engagement? The words taste like metal, too. We have deposits. We have people coming. We have a website with pictures of us making pancakes like idiots. Do I throw a grenade at all of it? You don't have to decide tonight, she said, or this morning. Take your time. He can stay away. He can tell your parents. You can talk to Leah and decide if you ever want to talk to her again. You can look at yourself in the mirror and ask what your line is. What if he says it was just a kiss? I asked. I'd heard those words in various sitcoms, each delivered with eye rolls and canned laughter. What if everyone acts like I'm making a thing too big? Then everyone can go to hell, she said, and for once I didn't correct her language with a glare. A betrayal is a betrayal. And it's with your sister. That amplifies. It's okay if you make it big. At 6, I texted my mom. Can you call me when you wake up? Need to talk. It's urgent. At 6:30, she called. Voice scratchy. Honey? What's wrong? Are you okay? Is Tyler okay? The assumption that we are a unit felt like a bruise under a shirt sleeve. I told her. I heard her inhale, long and awful. He did what? She whispered. Not as a question, but a prayer. And your sister? The disappointment in her voice was a frequency I've never heard. It vibrated something old in me. We're coming over, she said. Don't move. I said, please don't come yet. I need an hour. I need you to not bring Leah. I need you to drink coffee and decide if you are going to be my mother or their mother, and then be mine for today. It was the bravest thing I've ever asked of her. She said, through a tight throat, I am always your mother. I will be yours today. We won't bring Leah. We'll be there at 8. Tyler texted at 7. I'm at John's. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I want to reiterate I am sorry. It was a mistake. I am willing to do whatever. Counseling, anything. I'll tell your parents whatever you want me to say. The word mistake again, like a piece of gum he keeps chewing. Flavorless and sticky. I typed and erased. Typed, erased. Tell them the truth, I wrote. Tell them you kissed their younger daughter tonight, after the party, by the trash cans. Tell them you've been texting her. Do not minimize it to a moment. Don't put it on her being vulnerable or you being overwhelmed. Say, I did this, and then leave and let me talk to them. He wrote back, okay, then I love you. He can't keep his hand out of that jar. Leah sent a text right after. Mom says you told her, please let me talk to you. Please, please. The pleases stacked like sandbags against a flood she knows she started. Rena made me toast. I couldn't swallow it. She sat with me anyway. When my parents came, my mom's face looked like someone had painted over it, and the paint was cracking. My dad looked gray. He hugged me in a stiff, careful way, like I was made of glass, and he was a large, clumsy animal. We'll figure it out, he said, because that's what dads are trained to say. We love you. We're here. I believed him. I didn't know what figure it out meant. It sounded like the kind of math problem where the answer is, it depends. We sat at the kitchen table that has been 1,000 things. Homework desk, Thanksgiving battlefield, puzzle board, Christmas cookie station. My mom held my hand. My dad stared at his mug. We listened to the building waking up. The elevator groan, the neighbor's dog, nails tapping across the hall. They asked me if I was safe. They asked me if I wanted to cancel the brunch we were supposed to have with his family tomorrow. I laughed, startled, because the idea of sitting across from his mother and eating eggs while my life is in shards felt like satire. Yes, I said, cancel everything. At 9, Tyler texted that he was outside their house. My mom called my dad, and he went over because he needed to hear it from him. My dad doesn't do yelling. He does quiet that feels like a storm moved out to sea but left something dangerous in the water. An hour later, my dad returned. He sat on our couch and stared at the carpet for a while. He told me, he said. He looked ashamed. That matters to me. I wanted to throw the nearest soft object at him. But, he said, and his voice wobbled, it does not erase the thing. Leah is in her room. Your mother is talking to her. I'm going to go get a coffee because if I sit here, I'll say something unhelpful. I kept waiting for a swell in me, rage or grief that knocks me to the floor. Instead, I feel like a house after the party. Glitter in the grout, cups with lipstick half full of old liquid, a lingering smell of sugar. A mess that requires decisions like, do we throw this out or try to salvage it? Now it's almost noon. I haven't slept. My phone keeps buzzing. My grandmother called me and I let it go to voicemail because I cannot hear her voice crack and live. Tyler's mother texted a confused, worried message in which she did not say the word kiss, and I resent her for her euphemisms. Leah wrote again, I will do anything. If you want me to move out of state, I will. If you want me to never see him again, I won't. If you want to hurt me, I'll let you. The dramatics of that made me tired. I wrote, I don't want to hurt you. I want you to think about who you are. She hasn't responded. I looked at our wedding website this morning. The banner is a picture of us in a field, the golden hour making everything look like it deserves to exist. There's a section where we wrote our story, how we met at a loud bar, how I thought he was cocky until he offered me his fries because he saw me eyeing them, how we started slow and then sped up because why not? There's a photo of me and Leah at our engagement party posted by my aunt, hugging, our faces mashed, joy like a physical thing. I took it down. It felt like exposing a bruise to the sun. My head is thudding. I keep thinking about that kiss, about how kisses don't just happen. Lips move, bodies lean, people decide. He said reflex like he sneezed. I'm not a body he has to be reflexive with. I am a person he promised to choose every day. He says he still chooses me. Leah says she chooses me. I don't know if I have to choose either of them right now. So now what? That's the cliff we live at. Tyler wants to do couples counseling. He wants to line up humility and do the work. Part of me knows this could be a thing we step through and come out the other side different but intact. Part of me also knows there is a version of my life where I unpack boxes into a new apartment with a smaller closet and a lot of quiet, and I eventually stop listening for a text that says I'm outside. There is a version where my sister and I don't speak for a year or 2 or 10, and then we try in fits and starts, and maybe we have a détente at a future funeral. There is a version where I get married anyway, to someone who knows what it feels like to hold a boundary like a life raft, not like a suggestion. There is a version where I marry no one for a long time and plant too many succulents and paint my living room a color I like, and I sleep diagonally on the bed. I don't know which version is mine yet. What I do know is, if we still get married, it will be because of choices we both make soberly and with our eyes open, not because invitations were mailed or deposits were made, or because my grandmother wants to dance. If I never marry him, it will not be because I am unforgiving or dramatic, but because he put his mouth on a wound he helped create. If I forgive my sister, it will not be because she says I'm messed up, but because she does better, for real, out loud. It's afternoon now, and I still haven't changed out of this dress. The zipper is digging into the soft part of my back. I don't know if I'll ever look at it and see anything but last night. Maybe I'll donate it. Maybe I'll burn it in the grill out back ceremonially, and the neighbors will call and I'll say, it's fine, it's grief. Maybe I'll keep it and wear it to a party years from now and laugh because time does weird things to objects. I don't know. Tyler texted asking if he can come get the rest of his stuff for a few days. I told him no, not today. He asked if I've eaten. I didn't answer. Rena keeps trying to feed me fruit. My mom sat on the couch and took my hand and said, I'm so angry at them both. I love you. And I felt a small slice of okay. My first of the day. Tonight, I will sleep on the couch because the bed feels like a stage where a play happened that I didn't audition for. I will turn my phone on Do Not Disturb and hold it upside down like a talisman. I will take a bath and cry like the water is responsible for catching it. I will text my boss that I need a day or two. I will not make any declarations about forever. I will breathe, which feels like something I haven't done properly since I saw that message. I keep thinking about how at the party, during the toast, my dad said that love is not a feeling. It's an action you repeat. I used to feel like that was a romantic, steady thing. Today, it feels like a warning. Action. What we do, not what we claim. They did things. Now I have to decide what I do. TLDR, found flirty boundary-crossing texts between my fiancé and my sister after our engagement party. Sister then confessed he kissed her by the trash cans that night. I asked him to leave, told my parents, and I'm taking space. No decisions yet.